Today about cerebral palsy. Today is World Cerebral Palsy Day, and I wanted to give y'all some facts about cerebral palsy and my journey with it and how I handle it, how it affects my everyday life, what medications, and so come enjoy the journey. Cerebral palsy is a disorder of movement, muscles, tone, and posture. It's due mainly because of, an abnormality, development before birth, or in most cases it's due because the baby is premature. It's a lifelong battle. It's a lifelong disorder. It is a disability. People with cerebral palsy often have other impairments. In my case, with the cerebral palsy, I have a brain disorder, I have a speech disorder, I have a vision impairment, a hearing impairment. So it ranges from person to person. 1 in 3 people have hip displacement. I can't say that word, sorry. I have this. One hip is actually higher than the other. I'm getting braces to help equal out my walking, and that should help my other leg from dragging and turning in the way it does. So 1 in 2 people with CP have chronic pain. This pain is an everyday thing. I have chronic pain with my cerebral palsy. I'm on 3 medications for it. At times those don't even help me. So it is a difficult journey with it. So, and each person varies. Each person has different pain from another person. 1 in 5 people with cerebral palsy have sleep disorders, sleep apnea, snoring, etc. I have sleep apnea. I can't sleep. I can't go to sleep regularly. If I don't take my medication, I stay wide awake throughout the day or throughout the night, and it's no fun. You're very tired the next morning. So 1 in 10 people have vision impairment, meaning their eyes the vision isn't as good, meaning they have to get glasses. In my case, I had to get glasses. I want to say I was in elementary school when I got glasses because I couldn't. My vision started changing, my muscles and my eyes were getting weaker. So it was very. It was very scary to get them, but at the same time, I could at least see. So 1 in 25 people have hearing impairment. I actually I didn't develop this until about 2 years ago. My hearing over time started reducing, and mainly this ear. And I went to an ENT, and the doctor basically told me that, you know, you're pretty much deaf in this ear. They did all the tests that they can do. I'm supposed to see a hearing aid doctor about it, or to get hearing aids. The ENT did tell me, you know, with this ear, basically being deaf in that ear, we can't be for certain if you're going to go deaf in the left ear, but there is a possibility. So that is scary in a sense, but at the same time, I'm most likely going to be using these tools to help me to be able to heal. So, and then 1 in 10 people use hand mobility devices. Like for me, I use Forearm crutches. They help me equal out my walking, since my left leg is longer than my right, so it helps me equal out that. I do still have a limp because of it, even with the crutch, but it takes off the stress of my right leg having to do so much, having to work so hard, you know, just to keep up with, you know, the left leg. So it varies from person to person. When I was in elementary school through high school, I got teased because of how I was walking. And I had another classmate who had cerebral palsy. And, you know, so I saw the way it affected him. You know, he would get teased sometimes, but, you know, he would like brush it off. So, but for me, you know, it's hard to do that. You know, I don't know how to really put it. It was harder for me in a sense because they would walk up behind me and mock. They would mimic the way I walked. I had classmates who would call me grasshopper legs, who would call me crippled, who would, you know, just make fun of how I was walking. And I overcame that through dancing in high school and middle school. I had an old coach who, you know, we did a pep rally for the school, and they asked the coach, you know, why was I on the team if I had so much trouble moving? Why would she allow that? And the coach basically told the lady, you know, that she let me on the dance team because it was something to get away from bullying. It was something that let me express who I was through dance. You know, yes, I had this disability, but with dance I could express how I felt, and I could get away from that life. And, you know, and she basically told, you know, the other lady that if it wasn't for me, that there would be no dance team. So I am grateful for that dance coach who did that for me, who stuck up for me. You know, I've had other dance mates that have stuck up for me. I've had a little boy one time ask, why are your legs broken, is what he asked me. And before I could answer him and educate him on what was going on, they jumped in before I could do anything, and they automatically, you know, wanted me to tell our dance coach at the time. So I went and had a conversation with her again, you know. she goes, you know, you can't change who you are, you can't change how you walk, but all you can do is overcome and prove them wrong through your dance. So, you know, once again, that dance coach, she was, how do I put it? She, at the time, was someone I admired for saying that, I guess, is another sense for it. With, you know, with cerebral palsy, it varies from person to person. Just because, you know, cerebral palsy affects me in so many ways now, doesn't mean I'll have it later on in life, you know? It doesn't mean that just because I have it, doesn't mean another person will have that symptom. Do keep in mind, you know, every person with cerebral palsy is different. They have their own struggles. You know, for me, I get up in the morning, I have to stretch in the morning, I have to stretch at night, just to keep my flexibility, which is still limited at the time. You know, I want to be able to do a split soon, but at this point, I'm just lucky if I can even walk. So, you know, I'm grateful for that. And you know, for me, you know, with the pain, the chronic pain that I get, it sometimes affects me in the daytime, mainly with my hips, because one's higher than the other, so it affects me then. But at night is really when it affects me, because, you know, you're winding down, you know, you're getting ready to go to bed, or, you know, you're just trying to relax, and, you know, this pain starts hurting. I have an ESA cat named Elsa who helps me. She does deep pressure therapy on me. She lays on my legs. Sometimes she lays on my pelvis, you know, to help my hips. And so that takes a bit of pain sometimes, you know. I have 3 medications that I take. Two of them are for leg spasms, because with my cerebral palsy, I get leg spasms, or not spasms, tremors. I get leg tremors severely throughout the day, and, you know, even with the medication, it doesn't really take it away, you know, it just keeps it from severely getting worse. So, I don't mind the medication. The other one's a nerve blocker. You know, it takes away, you know, I take it throughout the day, and it takes away some of the pain that I feel. I don't feel the pain really in the morning and afternoon versus at night, when I'm winding down to go to bed. And then, like, I take the nerve pill and the 2 leg spasms pills that I have. You know, I take both of them at night also, because at night when I'm asleep is really when it affects me. I've had people tell me, you know, that I kick severely at night, you know, my legs jump and jitter, and that automatically told me, you know, hey, you're having severe leg spasms at night. And so I told my pain management doctors who help with my cerebral palsy, you know, hey, this is what's going on. So they prescribed those medications to help. So I'm very thankful to have them. I'm blessed to have them. It's something that I guess it's a blessing in disguise in a way. When I was little, I had my late grandmother. used to rub Bengay on my legs because I would cry at night before we went to bed, or sometimes I'd wake up crying in the middle of the night because my legs hurt so bad, and she would rub Bengay on my legs and rub them, and it took away the pain. And I still do that sometimes, but you know, sometimes I still kind of wish, you know, she was here to do it, because, you know, she usually would give me a hug after. But I still sometimes use the Bengay, you know, just to help decrease the pain that I was having. So it's surreal for me, you know, looking back on my childhood and high school days of, you know, getting mocked on. My advice to you next time is, maybe if you catch someone staring at you and you have cerebral palsy, or who, you know, catch someone staring at you because of another disability, my advice to you is maybe not get mad, but maybe try and educate that person on what that disability or chronic illness, as I refer them to, educate them on that chronic illness, and that should help them know, oh, okay, this person is sick, you know, maybe I shouldn't be judging them. That is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the facts. I hope you enjoyed, you know, I hope you learned, you know, mainly about, you know, how I struggle with them. If you have any comments or questions, drop them in the comment section. I'll be more than willing to help you. So with that, I will say goodbye, and I will catch y'all on the next journey.